Hey, what's up? This is Andy, and I just want to give you a quick walkthrough on the autoresponder of my choice, what I actually use, how I actually go about using it, and why I actually recommend it. So you can probably already tell from right in front of your screen that the autoresponder of my choice is GetResponse. The reason why Chuck and I use GetResponse is because it's easily one of the most reliable autoresponders out there. It's definitely budget friendly, and if you're completely new, then I highly recommend you actually get started with GetResponse, because they also do a 30-day free trial as well, so that's pretty neat. All in all, there are many other autoresponders out there, but in most cases, GetResponse does exactly what you need, which is to capture your prospects' email addresses and then setting it up so everything is all automated, right? And that's the whole purpose of having an autoresponder, so that you can build your list efficiently. So before I actually dive in and show you, how I actually go about using it, I just want to give you a quick overview of what the other features are. A lot of these features I don't actually use myself, but I just want to walk you through it just so you have a better idea anyway. So they do have, an email creator, which is pretty much a fancy word of writing up emails. The autoresponders are the one that we most of the time going to be using. Landing page creator, which we don't bother. And and they've got pretty awesome support as well. If you scroll further down, you'll be able to see all the features that you'll be able to use with GetResponse. They have like heaps of different templates to actually go about. They're really friendly as well. So if you ever have any kind of question, just email support and they'll get back to you, within 24 hours. It's amazing. It's really great. So again, you can try it out for 30 days for free. I don't see, what kind of harm it is. But if you really want to check out the prices, up the top here, you'll see the pricing chart. I'll just click into that and I'll just quickly walk you through it. So if you're super keen to just jump straight in and get started, I highly recommend you actually get the 1000 subscriber package, which is only $7.50 per month. To actually build up an asset, a list, just for $7.50 per month, to me that's totally worth it, okay? And I just noticed at the moment they also have a special promotion going on as well. 50% off all monthly packages for 90 days, that's pretty swell. You also get a free list building program as well, so that's something to keep in mind. So maybe you're watching this video and this promotion's still up there. Just jump straight into it, because there's only about 200 left. In saying that, you might think that 1,000 subscribers is not much, but let's say you chose this plan, you're stuck with it, you're paying for it, and then you manage to actually build more than 1,000 subscribers. What happens is they'll automatically put you over into this plan here without any extra costs. Okay, so that's why I always recommend starting with the lower package, because as soon as you get up, they're just going to move you to the next package without any further cost anyway. Okay, so you're not really losing out on money here. So unless you're really confident that you can build a list of 100,000, then by all means. But I highly suggest that you just stick with the $7.50 per month. Really cheap, really easy to use, and I'll show you exactly how we actually go about doing that. Okay, so the free account is going to be exactly the same as one with the paid account, and and I'll just log in and I'll show you what to expect from inside. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like in your dashboard. So as soon as you log in, this is the very first page that you actually see. I'll actually blur out these campaigns for personal reasons. I don't want to start revealing all of my campaigns, but you can actually set which reports to actually be revealed over here. And so each of these reports is just going to show you, how many subscribers landed on each day, okay? And so that's something that you can just jump on your dashboard and be able to see straight away. But as you can see, they have a really easy and nice interface. It's actually pretty easy to use. The very first thing before you actually start doing anything is to actually create a campaign, right? And that's pretty much what they call a list. So to create an actual campaign, all you have to do is just head over up the top here where you see this little drop down arrow, and then look for where it says create campaign, right? And as soon as you click into that, now what you want to do is name your actual campaign, okay? So again, each campaign is like your very own list. You want to make sure that you separate your campaigns for each different niche list that you're actually building. For whatever purpose it is, you want to make sure that you separate it. You don't want to have like a dog training list and a gardening list mixed up together, right? Because you want to send different emails to different lists. Okay, so with the naming conventions, they're quite strict on what you can actually do. You're going to see over here, you're only allowed to use, numbers, letters, and just an underscore, okay? And you're going to have to be really creative on what you actually name it, because it's throughout your whole database, throughout the whole GetResponse database. So if I was to write, let's say, test, it will most likely be taken by someone else, okay? So the campaign that you actually have to name, it's global, and so you have to really be creative about, what you actually build around. So in this case, I'm just going to do... So I'll just type in anti-test campaign with underscores, and hopefully we'll be able to create just that, okay? So once I'm done, just create a new campaign. And unfortunately, the actual campaign already exists, okay? So I'm just going to chuck some random numbers in there, and so we can actually get into it. Awesome, so our campaign has successfully been created. Next thing you want to do is actually edit your settings, okay? And all you do is just click onto that. A lot of this is going to be your own personal preference, but you choose however you want to go about it. So personally, I like to keep off my notifications, so I generally turn that off. With your postal address, you always want it to be shown, so I'll leave that there. Let's head over to permissions. So over in permissions, you'll see that you've got this you'll see this enable confirm opt-in. And what that essentially means is double opt-in. So whenever someone actually signs up into from your squeeze page, if the actual enabled confirm opt-in is ticked, that means they have to confirm that they want to be on your list, right? And that's essentially what they call a double opt-in. But I want to make it a single opt-in, so all I'm going to do is just untick these boxes, all right? And it's just going to be automatically updated. Over here is just your confirmation message as well, so you can actually customize it however way you like it. But again, because I actually enabled the confirm opt-in, the double opt-in, none of this is going to apply. So once I'm done with that, and I'm happy with all the settings for my campaign, let's actually do what an autoresponder does best, and let's actually create an autoresponder. So if you head over up to the messages right up here, you'll see that you've got create autoresponder, alright? I'm just going to click into that, and let's create our autoresponder. So like I said, GetResponse has a lot of different features. So you've got time-based autoresponders, click, open, subscribe, and if you actually click on the arrow over here, you can actually see that there's a lot more to choose from. I'm not going to go through every single one. In most cases, the only one you're really going to be building up is on the time-based one, and time-based is pretty much just your days, okay? So, and it's going to make more sense once we actually go into the whole calendar section, okay? So for now, just bear with me. With the click one, it just means that whenever someone actually clicks on a link within an email, that's when they'll actually receive the next email. Okay, so what we're actually doing here is we're building up a sequence of emails, right? And each of these are different rules, right? So much to speak. So with the time-based one, you want to set, what you're actually doing is you're sending an email every day. Okay, you can set it to send it every day. You can send it to, you can actually spread it out and have like a day gap in between. But really, that's all you're doing, right? It doesn't matter whether they actually open the email, whether they click on the links. Each day they'll receive an email regardless. Whereas click is they'll only receive the next email once they actually click on a link. Open is they'll receive the email as soon as they actually open up the email, and so on. Okay, but in most cases, like I said, we're going to be using the time-based one, and I just want to focus on this one for now. So over here you'll see day 0. So day 0 is the very first day that they actually opt in to your list. So if you're actually giving away, let's say, a free ebook, and they actually opt in through your squeeze page, day 0 is a day that you actually want to deliver your ebook, okay, your bribe, your lead magnet, as this is the very first email that they'll receive. So as soon as they opt in, as soon as they press send me the ebook, fill in their details and press, you know, click on the button, this is the very first email that receive, and it's going to be considered day 0. Of course, you can always change the date, the time as well. So this is one day after they actually opt in, and so on and so on. But let's keep it as 0 for now, because we don't want to actually leave our prospects hanging. This is the campaign that we actually want to choose, so I'm happy with that campaign. Now, you actually have the option to whether to send the email straight away, whether you want to delay it, or at an exact time frame. Okay, so immediately is probably going to be your best bet, because you want them to receive it straight away. Unless you want to have a message to send to them before they actually head over to the email, you can delay it for, you know, an hour or so. But like I said, immediately is probably the best. Another thing you can do is actually set the date that you want to send it on. So if, let's say we untick Sunday, and someone actually opts in on a Sunday, they won't receive an email until Monday, okay? I don't really see the option with playing around with this too much, so I generally just leave it on every single day. But again, you know, it's your personal preference. It's up to you on how you actually do it. But I'll just generally leave it all default. Now to actually get into the whole email and actually create up our actual template, our message. So over here, you'll be able to see, you know, choose a message. So if you actually click on choose a message, you can choose a template that you've previously done or an email that you've previously sent. Otherwise, if you want to create a completely brand new one, down at the bottom here, you'll see create new email. I'll just click into that, and it'll take us over to the email creator section. So before we actually start writing up our email, it's important that you actually give your email a message name, and that name is just your own personal preference. No one's going to be able to actually see this. This is just so that you know which email is what, if you want to use it again. Okay, so if you wanted to use it as another template, you want to name this message so that, you know, for another autoresponder, if you want to use that same message, you can choose the message, the template. So in this case, I'll just do... So I just quickly wrote first email for demo, okay? Of course, you know, this is completely your own preference and you can do it however you please. Subject line is the actual subject line for your email. Okay, so whoever receives your email, the very first thing they're going to see is the from email and then the subject line. So what you write in the subject is going to be visible to your prospects. And the idea with the subject line is to get someone to actually open up your email. But since the actual first email that they'll be receiving is the actual ebook and they actually opted in for it, it's a lot easier to, you know, just to say that something along those lines, okay? Just so that they know that this is the email that they actually have to open to get their actual ebook. But just remember that whatever you write in the subject line is what they're going to be, that's the very first thing that they're actually going to see. And then the from email is just the email that you're sending it from, okay? So you can always change it. You can actually, if they do decide to actually click on reply to this email, this is the email that you're going to be sending it to. They'll be sending it to, and you'll be receiving it from this email that you choose. Down here is the tracking. We do want to actually track the click-through rates, and so you want to actually have that on. If you're actually going to implement Google Analytics, then you have that choice as well. But I'm more than happy just with using their tracking system, as it's quite accurate as it is. So once I'm happy with all that, let's just click on next. So as I said at the beginning of the video, GetResponse does have a lot of pre-designed templates that you can actually use. As you can see, Valentine's is coming up, so there's going to be a lot of templates for Valentine's Day. As you can see, right at the top here, you got, you know, a few right off the bat. You can actually scroll down and have a look and see, you know, which one really suits your need. Just remember that this is going to be your brand, and maybe you want to actually set a template that's according to your brand. Just know that if they do have images like this one, it does take quite some time to load, and some actual mailing accounts, email accounts, actually block off images. So that's something to keep in mind. So go through those templates yourself and see which one you like. If you actually want to create your own one or a plain one, on the left side here you'll see start from scratch. So I'm just going to click into that and I'll show you exactly how it actually works. So when you're actually starting from scratch, you actually do have a set template as well that you can pick from. If you want to go with the blank slate, all you have to do is just click on blank template. Otherwise, you can have different columns and different rows as well, but let's just stick with the blank template and work around that. Alrighty, so this is what their actual email creator looks like. As you can see on the left side here, these are all these blocks that you can actually use. On the right side here is what it actually looks like on a mobile, and over here is your working space. Okay, so if I wanted some text here, all I have to do is just drag that text block, drop it here. So once you've actually dropped the actual text block, you'll see that there's a default text. Just click into the actual box itself and just highlight it and just delete it. And now this is where you actually want to write your message. So this is exactly like how you're writing an email to another personal friend. This is exactly how you want to treat it, okay? So just write your message. So I'm just going to quickly pause the video and just write up a quick template just so that you get an idea. Alrighty, so I just tossed up a quick message. As you can see, all I did was added a text box, got rid of all the text and just added this text in, okay? So you can actually customize this text any way that you like, how you would with, you know, Microsoft Words. So all you have to do is just highlight it. You can actually change the size of the actual message itself. You can change the actual font and the actual color. If you actually want to set up a hyperlink, it's really simple too. So just highlight what you actually want to link it to. So for in this case, this is the actual free book, and I actually want to send them to the ebook so they can actually download it. So all I have to do is just highlight the actual message, click on this little chain button here, which is the actual insert a link, and then just type in your URL. Okay, so I don't really have a URL at the moment, so I'm just going to do Google, and I'll just press OK. And now, as soon as this message gets sent, if they actually click on this link, it's going to take them to Google, which it should be my actual ebook, but this is going to actually take them to Google. GetResponse will then actually collect that data, and it will be represented as a click-through rate. So once I'm happy with this actual message, you can actually play around with all these other blocks as well. So you can actually add images if you like, horizontal rulers, and actual pre-headers. But I'm happy with this. This looks pretty, you know, nice and simple. Looks alright on the phone. So all I have to do is just click on next step, and now my actual first message is done. Okay, so as soon as someone actually opts into my list, so as soon as they land into the list, this is the actual first email that they'll receive. Below here is the actual autoresponder name. So this is the name for this message here. You can name it however you please. I'm just going to write first email. And once I'm happy with that, all I have to do is just press save and publish. And that's how we actually create a time-based autoresponder. And as you can see, the very first email is on day 0. And this is the actual calendar that I was actually talking about. And so let's say we wanted to send another email the day after they actually opt in. So all I have to do is just click on the actual number itself, and then just go through the exact same process. So again, now we're on actually day 1, and day 1 is the day after they actually opt in. So 24 hours after they opt in, right? And that's that. Again, you can actually choose a set template, or you just create a new email and go through the exact same process. Okay, so I'm not actually going to do that, as you've already just saw how I did it. If I wanted to go back to that calendar, all I have to do is just hover over messages and click on manage autoresponders. Right, I'm just going to leave that because I don't want to save it. By default, it should be on your last campaign. So this is the actual campaign here. Otherwise, if you actually want to see all your other campaigns, just click on the drop down arrow and all your other campaigns will appear. Okay. Another neat thing is you can actually drag and drop all your messages as well. So let's say we don't want this to be on day 0. We can actually just click on it, drag it to day 1, and it'll move to day 1. And so as soon as someone opts in, they're not going to receive an email until 24 hours after. So that's that. Really easy to use. Like I said, they're really user friendly. You want to make sure that you set up all your follow-ups so that you don't have to actually email every single day. By setting up your actual autoresponder, this is going to save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, so that you can actually focus on the more important thing, which is actually build up your list. So let's say once I've got 10 emails set, or 20 or 30, you can actually set up as many days as you like. All you have to do is just click on show more days, and you can do like a 50-day autoresponder if you really wanted to. Although that might be a bit over excessive, but again, it's completely up to you. So that's how we actually create an autoresponder. But let's say we actually want to send an email without putting it in the autoresponder, and that's really easy too. So if you hover your mouse again over your messages, this time what we're actually creating is a newsletter. And what a newsletter is, it's a one-time email that gets sent right then and there. And so instead of putting it into our autoresponder, into our follow-up sequence, we're just blasting the email as soon as we can. Okay, so again, you have two choices. You can actually use a HTML source editor, or you can just use the email creator like what we used before. So I'm just going to go into that because it's a lot easier to do. Of course, if you have a bit of experience with HTML coding, you can do that. You can choose the other one, but I recommend just staying with your email creator here. So it's pretty much going to be the exact same process as we did with the other creating an actual autoresponder. So I'm just going to quickly do this quickly. So make sure, again, your message name is the name of your actual message. This is going to be what you name it here is only for your own personal preference. No one else can see it. Your subject line, obviously you want a better subject line than this because this is the very first thing they're going to see. You've got a few other options as well, but I'm just going to keep it simple, leave it as it is, and let's just click on next. So I'm just going to quickly go through this so that I can actually show you the difference in setting up a autoresponder or sending in an actual newsletter. So I'm just going to click on any one of these and just go with it. Of course, with these templates, you can adjust it however you want. So obviously you can change all of the text over here. These are just set templates for you, so it's actually easy to work with. But this looks pretty good, so I'm just going to click on next step. And now is to actually use which list we want to send it to. So every time you actually send off a newsletter, you can actually choose which campaigns you want to send it to, which list you actually want to send it to. You'll have a huge list up here, and you just tick the one that you want to send it to. So let's say I want to send it to this list here. All I have to do is just tick on that and press next step. And then once you're actually happy with this actual email, you can actually schedule it, or you can just press send. All right, but I'm actually not going to send that. But that's how easy it is to actually send a newsletter, right? Which is pretty much an email blast. So I'm just going to exit that. So that's how easy it is to actually use GetResponse. Like I said, they've got a really awesome interface where they make it so simple to use. They do have other features like statistics, so you can actually see how well your actual email went. You can do surveys, and web forms is what you actually need to use to actually integrate your, let's say, your squeeze page to your list. Although it's a bit out of scope of this video, so if you actually want to learn how to integrate a squeeze page from, let's say, lead pages to GetResponse, then just let me know and I'll actually shoot that video and I can show you exactly how it's done. Otherwise, GetResponse does have a pretty cool support or FAQ section as well, and you can actually find it by just clicking on the actual drop down arrow here where it says my account, and if you actually scroll down to support and click onto that, they actually have a series of videos that will help you with how to use GetResponse as well, or the other features. So just over here you'll see video tutorials, and each of these are different videos that you can actually watch and learn. Let's say you actually wanted to learn how to use web forms or how do you create web forms, you can actually just click onto this and they'll have a video showing you exactly how to set that up. Alright, so like I said, they've got a lot of information. They really help you out. Make sure that you do go through the video tutorials as well, as there's a lot of information here to be to actually get out of. And yeah. So if you don't have an autoresponder and you're thinking of actually building a list, then I highly recommend you get GetResponse, as it's one of the best autoresponders out there, hands down. There are premium autoresponders out there where you have to pay a couple $100 a month just to actually use it. But if you actually want the basic function of an autoresponder, then GetResponse is your best bet. So if you actually want to get started, I'll leave a link below this video just so that you can actually check it out. If you do decide to buy it, I will get a commission and it is my affiliate link. But look, if you ever have any kind of questions regarding about GetResponse, Chuck and I are always here for you. Any kind of questions, just leave it in the comment, send us a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We really appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Whoa, you made it to the end. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely love our 6-figure affiliate marketing blueprint ebook. If you haven't grabbed yourself a copy yet, click on the link in the description and enter in your name and email address, and we'll send it straight to your email inbox. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any kind of questions. Feel free to check out Chuck and Andy to get all your affiliate marketing needs, or continue to the next videos over here, and we'll talk to you soon.